smallest set we're going to be starting with is not actually this one, but it is this transformation right here. And this was a collaboration between Indiana Jones and Star Wars. So you can see Han Solo. It's obviously the same exact character. And this set alone will set you back around $20,000, only being 100 or so made in the world. I've got this set in my collection, and that being the most expensive set in this entire wave. So if you were to purchase this entire Indiana Jones collection, you're looking about $29,000 all up, including all the new ones and the old ones all sealed. So considering 21 sets, it's actually not that bad. The first one we're going to be starting off with is the 7195 Ambush in Cairo. So this is in Egypt, 79 pieces. You get 4 minifigures, including that little Punjab fella there, Indiana Jones, the lady, and that little ninja character there with a little cart and stuff. And it shows off the back with the cart and the little stand. And some of the other sets from that year, like the Temple of Doom and the introduction of Indiana Jones, the game, on Wii, Xbox 360, PlayStation, and etc. So that's pretty cool to see. That's our first set, and that's going to set you back around $130 by itself. So that's our first original small set. I know I'm missing the BrickMaster polybag. I couldn't find it. I do have it in my collection, believe me. But that set's only around, I think, $80 or so. The second one we have is based off the second movie, so it's not the same movie there. 7624 with the Russian lady, Han Solo's son, and Han Solo there. It is the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So you got the map there, the table, and the tent, and the spiders. I really loved these sets when I was really young. I love those little additions of the fire pit and stuff like that. And then the back just shows off the same exact plain background with the game being shown there, and some of the play features happening there in the corner. So this one will set you back, I think, $100. Not too bad of a set there. So that's the second smallest set. Now the third smallest set has probably grossed the most in price. So I think this retailed for around $20 or less, and we get 2 bikes here. We get the map, Indiana Jones, and a military officer chasing them past that checkpoint there. So pretty cool. Some boxes. 76220 is the set number. I don't know the piece count, unfortunately. It doesn't show. And then the background just shows it in more of a standard thing. So instead of the Lego game being on this side, it's actually on the left side now. So we get 3 minifigures in that, as you can see. And this one will set you back $160, I believe. So a bit more expensive. Now, coming up to this one here, this is based off the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull as well. So same movie, and this was actually this scene where they were looking for that skull. So you got Indiana Jones with the skull, the little Aztec, I would call them, and another Aztec chasing his son. Then you got the motorbike and the skeleton and a chest full of, you know, gold and stuff in there. 7196, and also a scorpion there in the corner. Very nice little set here. I think this one will set you back around $200, so we're getting a bit higher here. It also has the play features shown at the back, which is very interesting. And of course the minifigures, they count the skeleton as a minifigure, which is interesting. But you get 5 minifigures, Indiana Jones, Matt Williams, the skeleton, and the 2 cemetery warriors. So that's pretty interesting there. Then we have a square box here, which is the 7625, and we get a little boat, some army soldiers, Indiana Jones in another boat, a tree with a warrior in it, and a bunch of different snakes and crocodile even in this set. Love this set. 7625, very skinny box, but you can see the minifigures there at the top. 4 minifigs, including Marion Ravenwood, 2 Russian guards, and a Indiana Jones minifigure. So the Indiana Jones minifigure is quite common in all these sets, so it wouldn't be that expensive. The expensive ones will be more the warrior soldiers, because Lego just doesn't do any military stuff anymore. So that's probably what's setting it back. But this one is, I think, around $250, so we're getting a bit higher here on the scale. Now, This one here is a 1 out of 500, and mine's actually not marked, which is weird. Don't know why. I think they just forgot to mark it. You got the Indiana Jones, sponsored by BrickMaster. So this was actually promoting that BrickMaster poly bag of Indiana Jones. 2008. This thing will set you back around $1,700, 200 pieces. Nothing too interesting. It's basically like the Star Wars one, but yes, that is the second most expensive set in this entire wave. The next set we have is the 7622, which is probably one of my favorites. They did remake this not too long ago with that 2023 wave. We get 3 army soldiers, a horse and Indiana Jones, 1 truck and 1 jeep with a gun sort of thing up there. Love these little trucks, love them. And then the gold flying out there, the little jewels. And the back shows them off parked up with Indiana Jones there on the horse. So, love this set. This one will set you back around $220, I believe. So, very, very nice set there. Now, this one here, I've got big memories with this one. This is the 7623. Oh, wow. This thing is very interesting. It's the Temple of the Golden Idol here. And this is the original. This was remade. And I actually had 2 of these back in the day. I got one for $200, believe it or not. And now this thing will set you back around $800 to buy. And that was, what, 4 or 5 years ago. I had it for $200. So you're looking about, a couple 100% in return. You get the big temple there where the golden idol sits on. We get the minifigure there. And then obviously the infamous rock and the plane picking up Indiana Jones. And the entrance with the military soldier there. Very interesting. Love the minifigures as well. Very nice, simple selection of minifigures. And then the back of the model shows off some of the actual scenes of how it would be happening. Some of the play features. And then it shows off the entire interior where you could actually fold it out and play with it. So this is one of those favorite sets that a lot of people loved. And it was remade for a reason, which we'll be taking a look at it soon. The next one is from the last Crusade. And it's the 7197 Venice Canal Chase. Very, very rememberable scene from Indiana Jones. You do get the Grail Guardian and Kazim there that were chasing Indiana Jones and Elsa on their boats. This one will set you back around $380, 420 pieces, 7197, and it comes with a little bridge which they were passing. And then the back continues to be the same exact style like all the other ones. So, very, very interesting there. I do love Indiana Jones a lot. It's a very nice wave of sets. They're all very nice looking. And they just keep that theme going. Very nice theme. This one is a very cool one. Not one of my favorites. I didn't love this movie. It was the Temple of Doom movie. And this will be expensive due to Indiana Jones being in this suit here. So you get 5 minifigures, including Willie Scott, Short Round, Indiana Jones, and those 2 assassins. You get that nice car with the assassin car, 7682. And this one will set you back $250, I believe. Very nice. Keeping it the same. Nice and simple. Nothing too crazy there. Then I will move the camera a bit more forward. I'm sitting quite far back. This one is one of the new ones, the 2023 fighter plane chase. So I did get a bit confused. It is not exactly the same, but there is a new car here. And then we got the fighter plane chasing them, which is quite interesting. Then you get Indiana Jones, Professor Henry Jones, and fighter pilot in this set. Look, I think the box art is quite lacking. I don't really like this background. I feel like the car should have been blown up a bit more just to make it look a bit nicer. 77012 is the set number, and then it shows off the plane actually being able to explode. And then also it chasing the car there. Look, not too interesting of a set. I'm not a big fan of that set. Like, it wouldn't be a nice display set. But the next 2 sets are very nice sets to compare because it is the old and the new version. So we've got this old version, 7621, where Indiana Jones is in that temple with the snakes and the girl. And then it shows up the two minifigures there at the top. This will set you back around $250, I believe. Love this set. It was very massive and spacious. Very interesting set to have. Look, display-wise, I don't really think Indiana Jones is the best. Display-wise, I think it's more of a play scale sets. But then we have the, you know, the updated 2023 version, the Escape from the Lost Tomb. And look, much more updated, but a much smaller design. You get more minifigures, including the Salah and Mummy, which we didn't have in the first one. We only had Mariam and Indiana Jones in that first one. 77013 is the set number, being the third the second new Indiana Jones set and being the second last. So then you can see the box there. I love that little box there. Look, they're nice sets. Don't get me wrong. I just think the older ones are just that much better. Sorry for moving the camera there. Then we get into the sort of the old one. And this is one of my favorites in terms of play scale and playing with it. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the movie. 511 pieces. Jungle Cutter 7626. And now this thing included full minifigures. It included a nice little cave there with the jewels and Indiana Jones shooting stuff at the Jungle Cutter. And then obviously we get the machine of the Jungle Cutter with the warriors there as well. So you can see the minifigures there at the top being the two Russian guards and a Colonel Dovchenko. I don't know if I said that right. But yes, this was one of my favorites as well. Very nice set. Shows off all the little play features there as well. And it's kind of like a tank, so I can see why LEGO has stopped producing these, because they are against military on their sets. So that was a very weird time for LEGO. Then we're getting to the long-ish boxes, but they're very smushed. So we got 384 piece 7198 fighter plane attack. So you can just tell how much better this one is compared to this new model. Like, I don't know, I just prefer the older one much better. So we get two planes in this set, obviously, the bad plane and the good plane. And we get Professor Henry Jones, Indiana Jones, and a fighter plane pilot. So you get two planes in this set. Very interesting set. Not one of my favorites, I would say, but it is a nice set to have, and it shows off the two other sets from that wave as well. Very nice plane set. Then this is probably my top 5. Got the Raiders of the Lost Ark 7683, iconic scene when Indiana Jones was fighting that muscly man, and it actually has a muscle abs torso there. So if you want to make one of those stormtroopers with torso, feel free to. And the thing is, you get the plane, the bomber plane, which looks like almost like a B-2 Spirit, but you also get this nice refueling truck, which I love. It does look extremely nice. It's the perfect addition to this plane. Love that this whole piece is one piece as well inside. The cockpit pieces are extremely expensive. This thing will set you back around $600. 7683 is the set number, and it shows us some of the play features in there, like storing the goodies, putting Marion inside, the turret spinning, and you know, very nice set. I did love this plane set. And now the next plane set is a in Peru, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I've kept this in the bubble wrap, but you can see 625 pieces. This was based on that Russian one with the 6 minifigures in the set, actually. It's a bit of a change. Not much about that plane. It's just a standard plane. Now, we're getting to the 3 big-ish sets of the whole of Indiana Jones. And the funny story about 2023, there was supposed to be another Temple of Doom, but they stopped it on release because it is very graphic, that whole movie. So we're going to be taking a look at that one first. It's the 7199, and this will set you back. This is the third most expensive set in the entire of Indiana Jones. $900 for this set. Lovely set with the play features. You can literally get the car all the way down. I've played with it before. Amazing set. You get 6 godly minifigures, including a Mola Ram, of course, Indiana Jones, a Short Round, Willie Scott, and 2 Temple Guards. This set is very big. Look, it doesn't compare much to Lego Star Wars, of course, in terms of size. You can't really do like a massive Millennium Falcon. But it is, I think, the third largest set in the whole of Indiana Jones. The background shows all the different play features, like being able to hit each other and release them, the mine carts. Very, very nice set. Do like this set a lot. Now, I'm going to leave that one there for last. I know it's the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. But this is the new Temple of Golden Idol Raiders of the Lost Ark, set. So 1,545 pieces, and it's more of a display model, so you do have a little plaque remembering the end of Indiana Jones, and you can actually see the room, and definitely that golden piece is much more detailed, of course, and this is a significant upgrade to that old one. The only thing that's a bit worse, I do wish this was still that round singular piece, but it is brick built, so it's not too bad. But you can see the little cool, all the obstacles you need to go through to reach that skull there. I do like the black box art. We've got Han Solo there in the corner as well. And then the back just shows off the play features, so nothing too crazy. It does have a light brick in there, which you can actually light up the treasure, which is not too bad. And now the last set of the Indiana Jones wave of sets from 2008 to 2023 is the actual Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. So this was actually a massive base plate, and it was built on top of base plate, so it's not brick built entirely. You get heaps of minifigures, being the most minifigures in the entire Indiana Jones, all the sets, and also costing around $580, which is not too bad for a set of this size. You can see all the different characters everywhere, and even the alien thing up there. So if you've watched the movie, you will know. You get 10 minifigures. Well, I'm not counting the skeletons really, so more like 6 minifigures. So you can see those. 7627 is the set number if you want to purchase the set. And then the back shows off all the little play features. So, that wraps it up for the Indiana Jones Lego Star Wars Wave sets, all the way from 2008, all sealed, brand new in box. Don't hit me on saying build them. I literally have no space, and I have built already most of these sets in my lifetime, so I don't need to rebuild them. I have had plenty of building in my time. But if you were to buy this entire set wave, you will be spending around $29,000, as I said. If you just want to buy the normal sets, it's only going to set you back around $7,500. So it's not too bad if you want to collect the entirety of Indiana Jones brand new. Half price for used, so $3,500 if you want to collect them all. Not too bad. So 21 sets wrapped up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about this Indiana Jones set wave. I love most of these sets. Very nostalgic and nice for my collection. Make sure to like and subscribe down below, and peace out.